Greetings everybody, and welcome to another video. I am your host, Septic Siren, and today I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite death metal albums. Now, we've got a variety of different kinds of death metal here, whether it be from progressive death metal to death grind, I don't really care. I mean, I for sure do not have progressive death metal on this list, but these are just a few of my very well-ly appreciated death metal albums. There are so many of like my really favorites, like ones that I love more than any of these on here that I just like I can't remember. Like there was a progressive death metal band with this one album, I don't remember what it was called, but I really liked it and I cannot remember what it was and I could not put it on the list. And please bear with me, I cannot explain why I like them so much, so this is gonna be a shit video. Alright, so to get started, Baphomet, the Dead Shall Inherit. I'm not going to explain anymore. You can go look at pretty much every other video. I explain why I like it so much. All-time favorite. Next one is Acid Witch's Stoned album, and Acid Witch is one of my like all-time favorite bands, okay? I really like Stoned, although it was a really tough choice to either choose Witch-Tanic Hallucinations or Stoned being my favorite, but I think I'd have to go with Stoned just because, you know, I really enjoy listening to Acid Witch when I want to get high, and, you know, it's such a hard decision, but, you know, lately I'm just really digging Stoned a bit more, but what I really like about it is it almost has this more, like, of a Halloween vibe, and I'm, like, really into, like, Halloween stuff. It's just, it's got this more, like, ghoulish, spooky vibe to it, which I really like. It's all about the aesthetic, really, and I dig it more when I'm high, but, Witch-Tanic Hallucinations scared the shit out of me the first time I've listened to it. I'm not the only one. It's scary, but it's amazing, very cavernous, very bubbly. That's what I really like about Acid Witch. But I'd have to say it's kind of like a really hard decision. But I think, depending on my mood, I'm gonna have to go with Stoned, just because I like the aesthetic a bit more. Okay, next on this list is Gorgasm's Masticate to Dominate album. Gorgasm. I keep forgetting about Gorgasm, but I like cherish Gorgasm so much. They're one of the first like brutal death metal bands that I've ever gotten into, and pretty much like all of their albums I really like, but I think that Masticate to Dominate has got to be my favorite besides Bleeding Profusely. Let me think. I just listened to it earlier, but I can't really like explain this. I really like, you know, I find it to be super aggressive. Like when I listen to it, like I'm like in a fucking serial killing movie. That's like what I think, and it's got a very Cannibal Corpse-y kind of vibe. Like that's just kind of what I get with it, but it's a bit more brutal than Cannibal Corpse. Like I really like Cannibal Corpse, which is what I'm going to get into this next one. Tomb of the Mutilated. Now, Tomb of the Mutilated I love like pretty much all of Cannibal Corpse's albums, whether it be Chris Barnes or Corpse Grinder doing stuff on it. I appreciate both, but I'd have to go with more Chris Barnes is my preferred vocalist for Cannibal Corpse. Now, everybody likes Tomb of the Mutilated. Like, if you don't, then, like, who are you? Tomb of the Mutilated has pretty much all of my favorite songs off of it, but then there's, like, Butchered at Birth, and what was the other one? Eaten Back to Life, that I also really like, and then there's Kill, and then there's Vile, and then there's the other one, what was it called? Skeletal Domain. But Tomb of the Mutilated is a heavily appreciated album, and I'd have to go with that being my favorite because, hold on, yeah, there is like not a single track off of this album that I do not like, and in my opinion this is probably like their best album besides Skeletal Domain. Yeah, there's really not much I can say about it, but that like I love every track off of it. Then there is Chainsaw Dismemberment by Mortician. Mortician, let me tell you, Mortician is one of my favorite bands ever. There is not an album that I hate. There's like not an album by Mortician that I dislike. Although I tend to like sort of look at them as like more for like the artwork, like, oh, I like this album more because like I'm more attracted to the artwork. But no, the thing is Chainsaw Dismemberment, I love the artwork for it. Okay, I like the artwork for it is like amazing. I feel like with that album the horror movie intros are a bit shorter, and this is really hard to explain. I cannot explain why I like this so much. I think, in my opinion, it's probably like their heaviest album. I have really weird opinions, but it's just so staticky, and it's so, like, the viscosity, it is like so fucking thick and heavy. It is very hard to describe, and it is just fucking brutal. It is so brutal. Oh my god. Yeah, it's probably my most listened to Mortician album, besides what's it called, Domain of Death. Domain of Death is also extremely good, but I just think that Chainsaw Dismemberment is probably like their most brutal album. That's just my opinion. It's got 28 tracks off it, but like all their songs are like 2 minutes or 1 minute, so. Alright, then we've got Incantation's Onward to Golgotha album. I sadly do not really dig Incantation as much as I thought I would. I would definitely have to say I really prefer their older stuff over their newer stuff. It's very hellish, it's very doomy. I picture like, Onward to Golgotha has helped me embrace the pit of oblivion that I was driving myself into when I was really depressed and lonely. This album in particular, I don't know why, just like helps me to embrace my doomness, you know? It is fucked. Okay, I'm done. Okay, and now I thought I was done talking about Baphomet, but no. Okay, Banished is pretty much Baphomet, but I think they have a different vocalist on it, because the vocal styles on Deliver Me Unto Pain sounds way different from The Dead Shall Inherit. But this is a newer release. Well, it's newer than The Dead Shall Inherit, but Deliver Me Unto Pain is very like, I feel like it's very in your face and just, it's almost like a punch in the face, kind of. Like a good punch in the face, not like it hurts, but like it's a feel-good punch in the face, you know? I really do like the vocals in it. I like how everything is sort of blended together. It is extremely heavy, let me tell you. I haven't listened to this album in a very long time, so again, there's not much I can really say about it. But again, I love every track off it. It's just like, when I first listened to it, I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's just like that kind of thing, like, love at first listen, you know? And the last one we have is Defeated Sanity's Passage-Deformity, which I don't think I should have put on this list, only because I've listened to it one time, but I really like music that scares the shit out of me, you know? And this album, in particular, is really scary. I think that it is terrifying, and the album artwork is also pretty terrifying in my opinion. Even though it's really basic, it's scary. Like, it's spooky, you know? I was spooked when I listened to it, and I was spooked when I looked at the album cover. But I think it deserves a place on this list just because of how terrifying I think it is. Now, those are not like all of my favorite death metal albums, like I've said in the beginning of the video, but I'm planning on doing another one probably next year or probably in a few months or so. Basically, death metal is like my favorite subgenre of metal. It's what I listen to the most. Therefore, I'm going to talk about it the most. Although I'd really like to make like a favorite black metal album thing or a favorite like doom metal albums video, but you know, death metal is just like mainly what I listen to and what I have like the most knowledge about, therefore I feel very smartly about making this video. Although I've been listening to like a lot of stoner rock and like stoner metal lately, death metal is like far superior than everything else, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to keep making more videos like this, but again, I have like really bad writer's block when it comes to, you know, the whole metal thing, but I'm trying here because I love you guys. And this is your pal Septic Siren, and stay tuned for a shitty Alice in Chains cover.